right, ladies and gentlemen, I walk in and watch the hood video. Is this a clickbait hood video, or is it when they finally fix, ladies and gentlemen, the video I did put out? I did get it off of this channel, but they changed it, ladies and gentlemen. But was it changed to the right one, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, look, he's all puckered up again, ladies and gentlemen. Since they love to be puckered up for his crowd here, ladies and gentlemen. And Lucas Aid World, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, Lucas Aid World. Know what I think about them? Sucks. Fake news all the time. You got to pay for fake news in a newsletter, but then what they do, they read it out an hour later on the show, ladies and gentlemen. Why pay for fake news letter if they're going to read it out anyway an hour later? Duh. You guys are a bunch of losers. You're going to be paying that type of price just to help out these guys make more money. Where they can invest more money, ladies and gentlemen. They ain't worrying about you and your investments. No YouTuber is, ladies and gentlemen. We just trying to give you, to open your eyes about these fake channels, ladies and gentlemen, fake financial channels that just trying to say that they are helping you out when they're not. They're just pumping stuff up and backtracking on all their stuff. Let's head to this one, ladies and gentlemen.
We are looking at Robinhood hitting record highs after their tokenization stock news. We have been looking at the stock for a very long time. We have actually been looking at it at around $10. But I want to bring you the chart analysis, I want to bring you the news, so do stay with me throughout this video. First,
well, the news could be old news here, ladies and gentlemen, that's already been out, because since they did do tokenized tokens, big news on June 30th, that did not cover, ladies and gentlemen. They did not cover that at all. But let's go to it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to it now.
First, let me just show you the chart very quickly. This is a stock we've been looking at throughout the bear market. We saw it IPO in 21. We saw it go to $84, and then we saw it crash down 90%, I think, something like that. I mean, if we go from that high over there to those lows of the bear market, about 92%, absolutely ridiculous. It's just because something IPOs and goes down 90% doesn't mean it can't come back. Most of the time,
that's why you do not buy most of these IPOs, ladies and gentlemen. Except for Circle that went up on its own, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, it went 90%. But you held on to that 84, then bought down here at $10, then run back up. You got your money back plus more, ladies and gentlemen. No, I'm just saying here, ladies and gentlemen, just saying that. Not financial advice, just my opinion.
You see these stocks go down 90% and then possibly down another 90%. But Hood was working in the background. They were building, they weren't worried, and they've come back stronger than ever. When I looked at the chart, we looked at a very, very clear accumulation pattern. This accumulation pattern occurred with the capitulation low at $7, went to the highs of $11, and then kept bouncing basically between $8 and $11, $12. And it consistently did that while making higher lows. This low was about $6.70, this low was about $7.50, then $8, then $10. Then it broke out the accumulation, came back for a back test of $12, and then it went on a run of a lifetime. And we were looking at the stock around $10. We were bullish on the stock around $10. And then it clearly really went for it. It went all the way from $12 to $64, came back for quite a sizable correction back in this year, 2025. Then there was an inverse head and shoulders pattern.
Wait a minute. Why did it come back down? He didn't want to tell you why it came back down, because the whole market came down in February. Everybody was worrying about tariffs, and April 7th came around. It was tariffs, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, people. Tell us the real news there, Sensei. Not some rubbish stuff that you like to tell all your viewers or Martin Lucas followers that pay him so much money and, you know, something, ladies and gentlemen, but you don't get nothing out of it. Oh, that's my opinion.
Pattern came straight back at $33 as support. And here we are today, where it's gone from that inverse head and shoulders all the way up, hit most of our targets, past all-time highs, went to $100, and it's still looking pretty strong. I'll tell you my thoughts on where it's going next, the support, the resistance, if I would be buying it, if I would be selling it. But before I tell you any of that, I want to make sure that all of you know this is not financial advice. This is my thoughts, my opinions only. Please do not buy or
And your opinions don't mean jack shit. Just remember that, people. His opinions don't mean jack shit. And I believe this could be a 120 by earnings. July 30. It's earnings, ladies and gentlemen. We could be seeing 120, maybe higher, ladies and gentlemen. That's my opinion. Let's see what his opinion is.
Or sell based on anything I'm saying. This is for entertainment purposes only.
When your kid is hurting and there's nothing you can do about it.
Oh, commercial on Sensei.
But before we look at that, let's take a look at the news. And this news comes to you every single day in the newsletter. The link for the newsletter.
The newsletter that you got paid for, they gonna read it to you anyways, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, why pay the newsletter when they're gonna read it out to you later on the broadcast, ladies and gentlemen? God dang, use your money smartly, invest your money. Don't give it to YouTubers like Sensei, and especially Martin Lucas Investor, ladies and gentlemen. You're just throwing money away of your own good earned money, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want none of your money. Look, you gotta pay $4.99 for chart requests or free chart with a merchandise. Buy a mug. Yeah. Buy a rubbish mug. I didn't buy this. No, I didn't. That was just free because me and Mike were the best people getting them a lot of likes. Yeah. And now Mike is still with them like a dumb fool to watch these idiots on this money grabbing channel. That's all I gotta say. Let's listen to this old news that already been out, ladies and gentlemen, and not gonna help you none.
Newsletter is the first link in the description, so please do check out the newsletter. It comes to you every single day. You get the 5 things you need to know before the market opens. You get the chart of the day. You get the big story as well, where we do deeper dives, interviews with CEOs, deep dives into stocks and stuff like this. You get so much from the newsletter. It is I think the best newsletter in the market about everything finance related. If you're investing in stocks, I reckon you should know the news, and we give you the news every single morning. And this was part of the 5 things to know in in the newsletter this week. So what is the news? Why are we hitting all-time highs? One reason is the technical analysis. Secondly, it was fueled by this news. Robinhood hits record high on tokenized stock push in Europe. Blockchain is coming to the stock market, and
Well, ladies and gentlemen, he's telling you this now when this was already out here before he put this news out on Sunday. This was from last Monday. Why does it take a whole week to get this news out to you, ladies and gentlemen? A whole week of not knowing. But if you are a Robinhood holder like I am, you know what is going on. You know what is going on, ladies and gentlemen. I am on the platform. And, yeah, look, he's grinning about it. Yeah, we're giving it to you a week late. Ah.
love it. They are ahead of many brokerages, and that's why they're performing well. They are taking advantage of the technology. Robinhood soared 13% on Monday, closing at June the 30th, closing at $93 and touching an all-time high of $94. Since then, we have obviously gone past $100 as well this week. This surged pushed the market cap to 82 billion and marked.
All right, we don't want to see the news. Let's go see what his prediction is. Yeah, blah 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 blah. All this stupid news. Let's skip that. Let's see his prediction. News is news. That was old news, ladies and gentlemen. Now while we skip through it, let's look at what his prediction is now.
Would be taking profits. Then the news came out, and now you've surpassed $84, which was the previous all-time highs, went all the way up to $100, and you're probably on the way to $133. Would I be buying Hood right here? Well, if you're a long-term investor, maybe. Me personally, when we've been buying the stock around $10, I'm just holding and potentially taking some profits. First area I would have taken profits is probably $68, then all-time highs at $85. I'll probably ladder out next at $133 on Hood. There is...
Take profit at 130. Why him go up higher? You'd be losing all that other profit. I mean, really, I'm not going to take profit if it is in a taxable account and pay taxes on it. Who knows, ladies and gentlemen? Idiots will be idiots. Right, Sensei? Like you.
when you're looking at it in a trading sense, you are in the middle of no man's land. You are at basically your second to last target on Hood. You are between $84 and $133. $133 is the resistance, $84 is the support. There is no trade that a trader would look at this chart and say, yes, I should buy or sell now. This is not something I would be trading at this moment in time. If I wanted to buy more, I'd possibly wait for $84 and have some more cash on the side for $68. If I was holding, I'd probably sell at $130.
But will it go back down to $68, ladies and gentlemen? Probably not no time soon, especially we got earning call on June 30th, ladies and gentlemen. Just saying. But that's all I gotta say. His prediction 130, mine was 120. I did it before he said it, ladies and gentlemen. You guys like watching this fake news from Martin Lucas Investor? Go ahead and keep watching, ladies and gentlemen. He might get to 100 subscribers by the end of the year, not by the end of the summer. He thought he'd get before his 4-year anniversary, and he didn't, ladies and gentlemen, because he get a lot of backlash from this fake news stuff coming out here on his channel, ladies and gentlemen. See you on the next one. Peace out.